Canada Post workers have walked off the job, hitting picket lines across the country. And the move comes following a decision by the federal government to end door-to-door service. And joining us to discuss the situation is Jim Gallant, who is part of the negotiating team with the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. Jim, thank you so much for being with us here on City News 24/7. I'd like to start with what prompted this walkout and what will it take for it to end?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. The minister yesterday made an announcement that he was going to follow Bill Kaplan's report. Bill Kaplan's report was put out earlier this year, and it was hook, line, and sinker of what Canada Post said. So basically, the minister is backing up Canada Post, and it's not just about the end of door-to-door. It's the closing of rural post offices. It's a bunch of things. And what's going to need to happen is the government's going to have to walk this back. This government got elected in 2015 with the promise that door-to-door delivery was going to stay, and I didn't hear them running this year that they were going to get rid of it.
I'm wondering how you respond to the argument that there's been a decline in letter mail, and so adjustments will need to be made in response to that, as well as the significant financial losses being reported faced by Canada Post. The minister, I believe, said yesterday that Canada Post is facing an existential crisis. So I think as a business, as a corporation, how do you respond to that and the need for reaction?
Well, the volumes that have gone down already have been taken into account by there are fewer people delivering the mail. We used to have nearly 60,000 workers, and now we're about 50,000 workers that do the same work. We used to deliver to 300 or 400 homes a day, and now we deliver to 1,000 homes a day each. So those things are already taken into consideration. And Canada Post and the government are trying to spin a story, and they use numbers sometimes that are correct, but they spin them in a way that will be good for their story. There are fewer workers than there were ever before, and those things are being taken into consideration. Another thing they say is they're losing $10 million a day during the strike. They are losing money. And the way to stop that loss of money is to get a collective agreement with the union and get back to work and get all of our customers back. And the customers will come back because we are the best deal in town.
You mentioned that collective agreement there. I think a lot of people were watching closely as we thought negotiations would be resuming. So I'm wondering what this means for talks, or this latest escalation at least. What does that mean for talks between the union and Canada Post? I believe you've been waiting for a counteroffer.
Yeah, we gave our offer on August the 20th, and members rejected Canada Post offer on August the 1st. So it's been over 50 days that Canada Post has been sitting there doing nothing, basically. And the minister made this announcement and gave them basically everything they wanted for Christmas. And yesterday they weren't in the news. They said they had to digest what the minister said. But it's exactly what they wanted. So now I hear they're on TV today, Mr. Hamilton for Canada Post, talking about that taxpayers' money. He's talking about taxpayers' money. It's not taxpayers' money that has paid for Canada Post over the years. And there was a loan given this year, early this year, of $1 billion. And Canada Post subsidiary, Purelator, they own 93% of it. They went out and bought a customs clearing business that we think is somewhere in the range of $1 billion. So what they're spending money on matters. And they just throw numbers out. And even the $10 million a day, you think it's exactly $10 million a day? It could be a lot less, and they just say that number. So those are the things that we're putting up with. They use buzzwords. We need investigative journalism to put this to rest. And we saw what happened in Britain, and you know, the post office says something, and it's not the truth.
Okay, Jim Gallant, we'll leave it there. We wish and hope everything works out for everyone. We'll be watching closely. Please stay in touch and let us know how it goes. Jim Gallant, thanks so much.
Thank you.